Lake. I am the Salt Lake City personal trainer and DHF liaison. Today we're going to do a Fit in 15 workout. We're going to do cardio in the truck, okay? So I'm going to go over this workout with you. I'll show all the movements first, and then it'll be a follow along video from there that you'll just I'll have the timer going with my watch, keeping track of the workout for you. All you got to do is just follow along. So we're gonna go 3 rounds of all these movements. We're gonna do 1 minute of each movement, okay, with a 1 minute rest in between the rounds. I know it sounds kind of confusing, but all you gotta do is just listen to me. I'll give you all the keys. So the first movement we're gonna do are just gonna be squats or sit to stands off the bed. So you're just gonna be right here, just standing up, and I'll kind of use it. I'll show it with the bed because I want to show probably the most commonly used form. So you're gonna see, as you can see with that, it's gonna cut my head off a little bit. I'd rather you see most of what my body is doing rather than my head. So, but yeah, 1 minute of sit to stands, concentrating on not just plopping down onto the bed or anything like that. Stay in control and drive through a good flat foot, okay? You don't wanna go up on the toes or anything like that. Keep those feet nice and flat. Next movement we're gonna do is a seated burpee. So this is gonna start with the seated on the bed. You're just gonna reach down, kind of touch the ground or bend over as far as you can and feel comfortable. And then you're just gonna stand and go hands high over the head, okay? Just like that. Okay? So 1 minute of those. Then we're gonna do 1 minute of flutter kicks. So you're gonna just kind of kick your legs up here, lay on your back. I like to put my hands underneath my butt. Feet are gonna be up, and I'm just gonna flutter kick them like this, okay? If you want, you can also kind of sit off the edge of the bed, just kind of flutter kick them right there. I'll show it laying side to side. I feel like it's a little bit easier, and you don't get just a solid shot of my crotch. So, and then we're gonna do 1 minute of push-ups. You can decide whether you want to do them on your bed, up here. It's pretty soft, so it's a little harder. So right here, just like this, keeping those elbows pretty tight. Or you can do them off the edge of your bed. I'm gonna do them off the edge. However, that means you're gonna see my back as I'm doing these movements. So I'll show you some things that I want to concentrate on in the forward motion. So when you're doing this push-up, you'll be in this position. You should be coming down and those elbows should be staying fairly close to the body. Don't let your elbows get up here. Keep them right here, okay? And then the edge of this bed, the top corner, should kind of aim for the bottom of your chest area, okay? You're not coming up to the like upper collarbone area or down to the belly. You want it to be right at the bottom of your chest, okay? So that's the general form for all the movements. And then we're gonna do a 1 minute rest, and for that rest, we'll do a butterfly stretch. So a butterfly stretch is just gonna be right here, bottoms of the feet together, and then you can just kind of hold the toes and pull your chest down, or you can grab your ankles and kind of put the knees or elbows into your knees and just kind of push the knees down. Should feel a good stretch in the groin though. And we'll hold that for about a minute, and I'll talk you through that rest. And then we'll do all these movements over again. We're gonna do 3 rounds of all these movements, okay? Let me get a stopwatch going. Yes. All right, guys. Starting with that 1 minute of sit to stands or squats, if you would prefer. I'll remind you of what the next movement is coming up every single time, okay? So don't worry about that. So here we go. We're gonna start with the 1 minute squat to stands. If you need to take a rest during this, try to keep that rest as short as possible during the working period, and then during that rest, take advantage of the rest 100%. But when we're working, if you need to take a rest, make it quick. Try to get right back into it. Here we go, guys. We'll start at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Starting out with those squats. Just a nice steady pace is all we're looking for. Keeping those feet nice and flat. Making sure we're not kind of just dropping our chest down super high either. You want to keep that chest up a little bit. If you want to make this a little bit more challenging, you can go faster. Just make sure you're staying good with the form and nice in control, okay guys? Halfway through this one. Up, looking good. Remember not to just let yourself plop onto the bed. Stay in control this whole time. Less than 15 seconds left. Next movement we're going to be going into are those seated burpees, guys. So it'll be very similar, only now we're going to bend down and touch the ground and reach over our heads. In 3, 2, 1, and seated burpees. If you can't touch the ground, that's okay. Just reach down as low as you can, as long as you feel comfortable. Making sure those hands get reached nice and high over the head. Gotta get those hips fully stretched out. 30 seconds in, guys, 30 seconds in. Good, keep this up, guys, keep this up, about 10 seconds. That next movement is gonna be the flutter kicks, guys. 3, 2, 1, and flutter kicks. Go ahead and laying on that back, keeping those, if you can keep the head up, if you need to rest it down, that's fine. Kind of point those toes to, like you're scuba diving. Making sure that the knees stay locked, okay? So it's not this like weird knee kick thing. Knees stay locked. It's all through the abs and hip flexors. We're over halfway. Remember, if you need to rest, quick break, keep it moving. Less than 15, guys, less than 15 on this one. Next movement's gonna be push-ups. 3, 2, 1, push-ups. So you're gonna see my back real quick. Also, I didn't mention this, if you need to, you can drop down to the knees for this, guys, just as long as it's challenging, that's all we're looking for. Halfway. Less than 10 seconds. And rest, guys. All right, that's one round. Go ahead and get into that good butterfly stretch. The bottoms of the feet together. Kind of pulling on those toes a little bit if you want. Or you can grab the ankles and press the knees down. Grab a sip of water if you feel like you need it. Try to get that breathing down and under control. Got about 30 seconds. If that stretch is a little bit hard for you, then feel free to kind of, on the edge of your bed, kind of put your feet straight out, and then just kind of reach between your feet towards your heels, that kind of thing. Just get a good little stretch in the legs. Got about 10 seconds until the next round, 10 seconds. Here we go, in 2, 1, go. Starting out with those squats again, guys. Nice and steady pace, keeping good control, not just plopping down. Over halfway through this one. If you need a little bit of help with this as you start to get tired, you can kind of put your hands on your knees and kind of push up if you need to. Try to avoid it if you can, but it's okay if you need to. Go into those seated burpees in 2, 1, seated burpees. Nice and steady through this one as well. If you can't touch the ground, that's okay. Just stay nice and steady. Over halfway through this one. Making sure your breathing is nice and steady as well, guys. About 10 seconds left. Next one's gonna be those flutter kicks. 2, 1, and flutter kicks, guys. Remember to keep those legs nice and straight. Make the hips do all the work. We need to take a break, make it nice and short. Well over halfway, guys. About 10 seconds. Next thing's gonna be push-ups. 2, 1, push-ups. Once again, you're gonna see my back. Halfway. Ten seconds. And rest. All right, guys. Back into that butterfly stretch. Or that modified stretch I showed you as well could work. If you need to drink some water, now's a good time. Get that breathing down a little bit. About halfway through the rest. Got about 30 more seconds. I'll kind of go over that other stretch again. So seated, the legs nice and wide and straight. Just kind of reaching down in between the legs. You're gonna feel it on like the back of the legs quite a bit, your hamstrings. Got about 10 seconds. One more round of all this, guys. Going back into those squats in 5, 2, 1, and go. Back into the squats, guys. Remember to keep those feet nice and flat. Don't like roll up into it, guys. Your hips, your legs should be driving through. Try not to cheat and let your momentum get you up. However, if you need to keep moving, so be it. You know, whatever is gonna get you moving is what we want. Try to keep it as strict as you can for as long as possible. And then once you need to, go ahead and get some assistance. You're well over halfway, so you can use your hands. You can kind of push yourself up a little bit with your hands if that helps. Got about 10 seconds. Remember, the next one is going to be those burpees, those seated burpees. In 3, 2, 1, seated burpees. We're reaching those hands high up overhead. Keeping a nice steady pace. Goal for this is just to keep moving the entire time, guys. Over halfway on this one. Got about 5 seconds. Next one's the flutter kicks. Flutter kicks are next. 2, 1, flutter kicks. Make sure you get a decent range of motion on these as well. None of these little baby ones right here, unless that's all you can do. So try to kind of get a good little kick out of it. If you need to, you can rest one leg down, you know, just like this. Whatever keeps you moving, guys, that's really the goal of all this. I always want the standard to be as good as possible, of course, but if you're moving, and that's all we're really looking for. Well over halfway. About 10 seconds. Next movement's gonna be those push-ups. 3, 2, 1, push-ups. One more time, you're gonna see my back. Well over halfway, over halfway. Less than 10. And rest. All right, guys, we're gonna do one more butterfly stretch. Probably for a little bit of a shorter time. So go ahead and hold this for about a minute or so. I'm going to slowly talk you off this video. So that's cardio in the truck, Fit in 15 workout. When you're doing this, guys, if you want to redo this on your own, the whole goal is moving. That's all we're looking for. So the more you move in a day, the better off you'll be. You know, it's just some solid movement with a combination of proper eating, and you'll start to see the results you want to see. Alright, guys, so once again, Matt Judy, Salt Lake City. If you need any help, don't hesitate to reach out. So this was a Fit in 15 cardio in truck workout. Good job, guys.